So today we're going to make a chocolate cake, and I've already weighed out the ingredients for this cake. This cake is not actually going to be decorated in any sort. Well, I'm making cake pops, and it's for a 3-year-old birthday party. So I'm making these cake pops, but first I have to make the cake, which is going to be a chocolate cake. So I've weighed out the ingredients already. Here in this cup here is buttermilk, and in this recipe it requires 250 mils of buttermilk. I actually make my own. You see the lemon there. So I put full fat milk in, and then I add about 2 tablespoons of lemon, and as you can see it's a little bit thick, the milk. And that is how you make buttermilk. I require also 2 large eggs, and I've got 2 eggs in there. It's brown, and I suppose you're wondering why is it brown. It's because I've added the vanilla essence to the egg mixture. Also, there's 2 cups of granulated sugar. I haven't weighed that out yet, but when I get the Kenwood Chef out, then I will put 2 cups of sugar in that. In this bowl here is cocoa powder, that's a half a cup, a teaspoon of instant coffee, half a teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to add 235 mils of hot water to that. In here I have 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and a teaspoon of baking powder. In this glass here, I've got 1 cup of vegetable oil, that's 250 mils. And of course the buttermilk, which I've talked about, and the vanilla essence is in the eggs already. So what I'm going to do is get the Kenwood Chef out, and I'm going to mix the eggs and the sugar together until light and fluffy. And the vanilla flavouring already in there. Watch it whisk away. It calls for 1 cup of hot water. That's hot kettle water, and I'm going to add it to the cocoa and coffee mixture and mix it up. Now that's nicely incorporated. Now after that I'm going to add in the flour. All that is nicely mixed in, and now the next thing is to add the oil while it's mixing again. So now the consistency of the cake is very thin, but that's normal for this recipe. So just scrape the sides and at the bottom, and then it's ready. Really. So people, cake is in its tin and it's ready to go into the oven. Here's the finished product, the cake. It was made last night and now it's cooling down. Well, it's cooled down, sorry. So now I'm going to cut the cake in halves because I don't believe that I need all of it. So I'm going to cut the cake in half, and I'm going to use half and put it in this bowl, and I'm going to kind of like squish the ingredients in there. You will see. That's what it looks like in the bowl. I think that will make maybe about 20, 30, I don't know. So I'm making buttercream. A buttercream is going to be blended with the cake mix there. That's the cake that I've crumbled. It's got to have some more crumbling, but I'm going to make the buttercream first. just sieve the sugar and mix it with the butter. I'm going to put a little milk inside and a little vanilla. I'm just blending it in a little bit. I'm going to use the mixer to blend it in a little bit, but if you just put the blender in this mix, like with just the sugar on top, then the sugar will just fly everywhere. So it's better to just mix it in a little bit with the spatula and then add a little bit of milk, and then with the hand mixer just give it a little whisk. That's about a tablespoon, just a little bit. So I'm going to add all this bag after that. It's only about half a bag, half of 500 grams, 250 grams all in all. So I will actually need a little bit more after this, but you just add it bit by bit to get the consistency that you want. So that's about the consistency and mixture that I want from it. Just scrape the edges, give it a final little mix, make sure everything from the bottom is incorporated. You can use the hand mixer again, or the blender to squish the cake. So actually doesn't really need much buttercream because that's moldable already, because the sponge that I use is a very moist and soft sponge. So just really for flavour to add the buttercream. Just by sight first, I think that's enough. If not, always add some more. And then this is the messy part. Just with your hands, squish it all. Just mix it all in. There you go. You should have a mixture that looks just like this. These are the sticks. You could use straws, or you could use what you use for kebabs, kebab sticks, wooden sticks. I got these white sticks. They're pretty solid, just like normal popsicles. So what I'm going to do is take what I think is a good size, form it with my hands into a sphere. As you can see, it's a little big, but always take some off, make it smaller. There you go, your little circle there. You see your sphere? There's about 23 balls there. Put them in the fridge first and let them solidify, and then put the sticks in, because they're very soft. As you can see, they're very soft, so put them in the fridge. So now I'm going to break and melt the chocolate. How I'm going to melt it is on top of the stove here. In the pot underneath is hot water. You can hear it boiling there. This is ordinary white chocolate that I'm using. So I've done the balls, they're ready. Now I'm just going to dip the end of this stick into the chocolate and then into the cake pop. halfway down into the cake pop. Both chocolates have melted. Now I'm going to pour the white chocolate into this cup here, because I'm actually going to dunk the cake pops into it, so it needs a little bit of depth, so you can do that. Got these sprinkles, different kind of designs on them, and we're going to be using those sprinkles. So I'm going to dip this one inside, twirl it around as you dip it in, just tap all the excess off and just sprinkle it over. And there you have one cake pop. So there you have it. These are the cake pops, different colors of chocolate with different sprinkles. Yeah, I don't have the what you call the right equipment, meaning there's supposed to be like a stand that you can buy so they can stand up properly. So they're pretty much going to be like this. I'm going to wrap them separately in cellophane, and then I'm just going to put them in a box that I have. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This is my first time making cake pops. Follow the recipe if you would like to have a go yourself. Leave any questions or comments in the comment section below. Thank you.